What's good, YouTube? Back in another video. It's your boy JustShxrm. We're here with free Tate protest proof Sneako right. I never really watched Sneako kicks or streams or videos. Not there's not nothing that seems very interesting to me going towards Sneako, so I tend to stay away from it. But other than that, man, let's see what Andrew Tate did for the 30th time, and we're gonna go from there. But
I did
wait,
believe
before we get into the video, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. Like right now. Like I pause the video so you can do it. And after you finish, I'm gonna click play, you feel me? All right, let's go. Thank you. Appreciate you, mud.
at the time that Andrew Tate was innocent. I thought that some of the accusers were trying to get money, and I believed that it was a matrix attack. I did believe it back then. But as I looked into it more, and I look at the new charge, I did believe at the time that Andrew Tate was innocent. I thought that some of the accusers were trying to get money, and I believed that it was a matrix attack. I did believe it back then. But as I looked into it more, and I look at the new charge with child, and I've done a deep dive, it's clear that this is not just...
He got new charges for child, basically EDP. We'll say EDP. You feel me? That's wild. You know how horny you gotta, bro? You're a, bro. What? That's disturbing. Not gonna lie.
A specific matrix attack, probably guilty of a lot of these things.
Well, finally, it only took you about 4 years platforming him to the young, impressionable audience, him snaking you, doing all these things behind your back, only for you to come back around to a side that realizes that he might be a bad person. Thank you, Sneako, for finally realizing that Andrew Tate is a bad person after all the years of damage. Just thank you. The infamous Tate brothers are being held in federal custody in Miami, Florida, because they have done some things that are just outrageous. Not necessarily new, but they are outrageous. And with the hearing being pushed back to August 27th, their supporters have come around.
I'm trying to see if it say exactly what they did. I don't want to say they did child, EDP, but I'd rather read it before I accuse him of actually doing that. I don't know if that's what he was trying to say, and I won't put that on him because if they did do that, that's down bad, nasty, bro. You're trifling. For real.
Them and decided to wrap them in a blanket or a cloak of support that would have them feeling like they are loved to the nth degree and that these people are there to see them seek justice.
Free Top G! Free Top G! Free Top G! Free Top G! Free Top G!
Now look, when I say this, I don't mean nothing by it. Too much by it. You hear me? I don't mean too much by it. I do mean something by it. I just don't mean too much by it. You feel me? But his audience has a pattern. You hear me? His audience has a pattern. I'm gonna let you look at that and decide what that pattern is. You feel me?
Free Top G! Free Top G! Free Top G!
Look at this group of
definitely
losers.
A pattern.
This is just the most embarrassing thing that I've ever seen in my life. This rally literally turned into people bringing testosterone shots outside.
But you can't really even say it rally because that's not, for him being famous. It could be way worse. Like let's say Kai Cenat fans have a rally. Y'all all cook. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all cook just because the amount of fans he'll have in front of that little area. You feel me? Even if he did go, and God forbid, but even if he did get in trouble for the same thing Andrew Tate got in trouble for, there will still be way more people out there. No cap. And not that was just an example. I'm not trying to bring his name into this. I'm just saying.
Doing push-up contests to show how masculine they are.
24, 25, 26, 27.
That's
the
a
lawyer
full
of
group of
Andrew
weirdos,
Tate.
though. Not gonna lie. That is a full group of weirdos.
24, 25, 26, 27.
The lawyer of Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate cutting a WWE promo front and center because he needs some sort of attention. It's a really weird and interesting sight.
Nothing what a democracy looks like. And that is what the UK looks like now. It is a fallen regime. It is a despotic state. It is a state that hates men, that hates Christianity, that hates masculinity, and that hates Andrew and Tristan Tate.
And of course, this hosted the usual loser suspects of people that you would think would be supporting Andrew Tate. Of course, Myron Gaines is out there on the front lines showing his support for his guy, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate in this situation. You also have fellow Red Pill top G Justin Waller out there supporting his guys, the Tate brothers, you know, standing in arms with them. But there is a name that is not out there with them. Arguably one of the more impactful names in all of Andrew Tate's whole career, and that's Sneako. Sneako is at home realizing in real time that ultimately the things that he has done has been disgusting by supporting Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate based off of the charges being levied against him and all of the evidence that is piling up. And honestly, I think Sneako's whole assessment on everything, the charges and the
I think Sneako got famous way too young. Like, he don't fully know. I'm really trying to help. He don't fully know like what he has actually done. When he fuck, I don't bro, I don't know, bro. Cause like you don't think about certain stuff when you're young and getting money. You just see the money coming in, you feel me? So you're not really thinking about everything that's happening or how it could happen or how it can impact this in the future. You're just doing shit, bro. And that's what a lot of people's problem nowadays. They just do and don't think about it. And some do think about it until when it's like over or too late, and they try to fix it, but it'd be too late by then. Once the internet pick it up, there's no really putting it back down. You feel me? So, I mean, I don't know if he could recover from the past, but hopefully, you know, he try to do better in the future.
Says kind of summarize exactly where the state of the Red Pill community is. And I think Sneako, who for what it's worth is one of the biggest supporters and backers of the Red Pill community during its rise and ascension, and has a great assessment on the overall state of the Red Pill community. From the charges to the protests,
I've seen a lot of clips. He used to back everything that was wrong. Like, a lot of things he used to back was completely stupid. Like, he had no reason to even be backing something that had no correlation to him whatsoever. He's just behind it, looking like an idiot. And that's what I mean. Like, you don't really think about what you're doing, bro. I guess you're just in there for the moment, and he's in the wrong moment.
Where the Red Pill community is. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long, long way for the channel. The race to 200 is on, and we're almost there. Now, back into the video.
Not the race 200. I need the race to 1,000. Y'all subscribe, please. Race to 1,000.
And I wish I saw it earlier. I was kind of blinded.
To 200 is on, and we're almost there. Now, back into the video.
And I wish I saw it earlier. I was kind of blinded by, you know, the idea that we're speaking truth, this resisting the slave mind, the matrix. I did believe in that stuff. And it's a lot of it is a cult. And you can see some of these people are still in that cult. They believe that they're demons or trying to stop testosterone. So they're doing push-ups on the sidewalk at the age of 40 years old. It's embarrassing.
That's what I'm saying. Look, he do look more knowledgeable now, and he's not lying. There was a bunch of 40-year-old men out there. That's why I said they had a pattern. Well, why are you holding a sign outside for another grown-ass man that you don't know as a 40-year-old, bro? Like, what are you doing?
No, you're 50. What are you doing? And I admit I was wrong.
What I think is actually a bold move from Sneako, he does come to the internet and admit something that a lot of people can't do. That his actions, his belief system, and what he was pushing was wrong in the past. It's not just the stuff with women that has Sneako now believing that, you know, Andrew Tate and his ways were wrong. It's also the stuff with children. It's also the way that he goes about treating his friends. It's the entire framework and ideology and picture that Andrew Tate has been trying to paint over the past couple of years that now has what I think was his biggest and most vocal and most important supporter now questioning the validity of who he is. The reason why I think the Sneako of it all is so important is because he was a guy who championed Andrew Tate. I tried to explain this to my fiance the other day about how important Sneako was to the rise of Andrew Tate, but he, in my opinion, is literally the person who introduced Andrew Tate into such a young and impressionable audience through Sneako and had him be somebody who at one point in time got his name bigger than Donald Trump and Kim Kardashian. But now in 2026, the relationship has totally fallen apart and changed. And these newfound charges, these old charges, but just brought back to the forefront in a different way, have made Sneako disavow Andrew Tate in a way that I think is honestly great. And so now, as Sneako is sitting at home watching these losers do this protest for Andrew Tate, he can only sit back and reflect, because maybe a year ago, he would have literally been on those same front lines, doing the same push-ups, having the same cardboard signs, cutting the same promos for a guy who should be going to jail for a long time based off these charges.
I should have known that like this event was.
None of them are under 35. Like, there's no way. There's no way none of them niggas are under 35. As grown men, again, why are you out there supporting a man that's not even remotely he's not all the way there. There's no way he's all the way there. What are you doing? Like,
Gonna draw so many fucking like cop chases.
Bro, nigga, 30 people showed up. Bro, protest. I told you them niggas is done, bro. I told you the red pill is dead. You know how much pushback I got for that? When I said the red pill is dead, they all started crying. This is proof. This protest here, and why I wanted to do the stream, is to show you this is the finale of this red pill cringe era. These incel who hate women and don't really have any sort of universal idea. The red pill is dead. It's done.
Now, for what it's worth, Sneako, you did bring these guys to the forefront in the mainstream.
Group of
At
weirdos.
least you aided in doing it, but it's good that you're spinning the block. And I think that you're absolutely right. These people are hanging on by a thread because of years of being exposed for being fraudsters, scammers, people who don't actually live the life that they say they live, and with little to no male improvement tracked back to the teachings that they've had. But this is great. Like, one of the biggest supporters who has come out of this era is disavowing this whole movement in public. And the reason why he's clowning them is because his point is being proven by a protest that's supposed to support Andrew Tate. This is the quote by Miami Times reporter Natasha Yee. The smattering of millennial men gathered in the 90-degree heat appeared to span nearly every race and ethnicity, clutching homemade cardboard signs with messages like, "Thank you, Andrew Tate, for teaching us bravery." And the Tates are heroes to millions, though only about 30 of those millions appear to make it downtown Miami on Thursday.
Andrew Tate is not, as far as I'm aware, he hasn't been proven guilty of anything. He has not been convicted. So I'm here to defend a man who defends men all around the world.
Now, to be fair to Andrew Tate, he didn't tell the clowns to come out to support him. He did not tell the people to come and do the protest to be a shit show. All he asked for was his...
let's say they get in trouble tomorrow, right? Do you think Andrew Tate gonna care about what he doing, or why he did it, or where he at? He not gonna pull up with no sign. Y'all look stupid as hell, bro. Stop embarrassing yourself, bro. Please stop embarrassing yourself. Y'all doing shit for nothing. And all, like,
his fans and his supporters, his true supporters, the true people that believe in the top G, to come out and support him and do a protest. Now, ultimately, are his fans and supporters clowns? Maybe that's true. If you look at the clips or any sort of writing about this protest,
weirdos.
It's clear as day that more people that were involved were probably there for some sort of viral moment of it all.
Then the captain came down last night and he was looking me in the eye like he wanted to hit me with a billy club. I said, are we okay? I said, man to man, you understand, I'm their attorney. I have a right to be here. Like, you understand that we're litigating for them, and you understand that we're going to shine a light into this prison. And this, that, this, all fat gut hanging over his belt. They're all a bunch of fat asses in there with no lives, and they're all broke, and they hate us, and that's just the way it is.
I don't even think that that's a real lawyer. I think that that's just some bodybuilder that they put inside of a suit and told him to wear sunglasses. What's funny to me is that, like, all of this contradicts a good bit of the teaching that Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate have been trying to display for the past couple of years. Them doing synchronized push-up protests and then putting in a tweet, "This is what the Matrix fears," is some of the weakest shit I have ever heard. Mind you, these are the people
outside solitary confinement building during this is what the Matrix fears. Man, lock this nigga up, throw with a key, bro.
People that talk about the
Like,
wokeness
I
of the
wouldn't wish
world, and they
prison on nobody,
criticize
bro,
like
but
all the
why-
BLM
he don't-
protests and all the marching that they did, but literally these guys
Make
look
that
like
make sense,
doofuses
though.
outside doing this stuff. And then what's embarrassing about all of this is the numbers in it of it all. Now, mind you, I do think that Andrew Tate, the Red Pill movement, you know, Myron, Justin Wall, all these people associated with it do have a bunch of different supporters. But for whatever reason, anytime these guys try to galvanize any sorts of troops, it always has something questionable that goes along with how many people actually came there. One reporter that's pro-Tate quoted that there were thousands of people. The Miami Times and this other account quoted that there were dozens to maybe.
Bro, why are they lying, bro? Why are they lying? It had at most 50 people there. At most.
Maybe 30 people. And every video that I see, I'm not gonna lie, this is just based off of what I've seen. It's not a lot of people at all. It literally looks like less than like a high school lunch at any given time. And you know, depending on the high school that you go to, I might even be gassing it because that's a pretty big showing. Now I don't know if it's because
50
top G
is me gassing it. That's why I said 50 at the most. You feel me? There's when that bitch said thousands of people, bro. Why are he lying, bro? I don't get the clickbait, but like the clickbait now is like so insane, bro. So it's especially on Twitter, from the Twitter accounts, bro. The clickbait is wildly like it's crazy. At least people clickbait until like the actual topic of the video. You feel me? Nowadays, the clickbait don't have nothing to do with the video. They can say this thing right here, and in the video they don't even mention it at all. Like it's not even visible. It's not there. Clickbait is insane, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
disciples are so broke that they can't actually afford to get to Miami because they're so busy sending their money to Andrew and Tristan Tate to put on their books so they can pay for ramen noodle packets so they're not having to do push-ups and clean laundry while they're in jail. Or if it's because people aren't proud enough to show their faces to let the world know that they actually do support Andrew and Tristan Tate. But I do know one thing. This millions of people fan base that claim that they are proud and loud about supporting Andrew and Tristan Tate's movement aren't visible anytime anybody asks them to step up and show their face. Now, arguably the worst part about all of this is not the fact that there weren't too many people that showed up to a protest. It's the fact that Andrew Tate left his community, the top G community, the Red Pill guys, in the hands of some of the worst people on the internet.
And the truth of the innocence and the reasons why they should be released will be so overwhelming. And if we lose, then we will go straight to President Trump's office. And we will say to him, I understand we have a long and lasting relationship with the United Kingdom, but don't forget that that relationship started when we took their tea and threw it into the damn water. Don't forget that that relationship started when we launched a revolution against that stupid king and his stupid wig and that godforsaken country.
Is he a lawyer or a content creator? Like, why are you referencing the Boston Tea Party and the kings of the revolutionary era back in the 1700s when you're talking about whether Tristan Tate and Andrew Tate are supposedly people who are doing these terrible things with women and children? Can you keep your eye on the prize here, buddy, and not try to get on AEW? It's not just the Fresh and Fit boys, Myron and Walter, and it's not just Justin Waller, who Andrew Tate has left to defend his name in the public and galvanize the truth. He has established a crackpot team of legal experts, one that only rivals OJ.
Did that nigga say crack pipe team?
Waller, who Andrew Tate has left to defend his name in the public and galvanize the truth. He has established a crackpot team of legal experts, one that only rivals OJ Simpson, in an attempt to get him out of jail. I mean, these guys are as sharp as a tack, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think that I can stress how worried I am for the state of Florida, city of Miami, the federal government, and what they're going to have to put up with, because this legal team they're on it. I swear to you, they are on it.
Don't forget that that relationship started when we launched a revolution against that stupid king and his stupid wig and that godforsaken country.
Now, obviously, lawyers speak all the time. I don't think it's strange for them to be answering some of these questions. Have you obtained proof of life? You know, talk to them, see how their headspace is doing, all that stuff. That's your job as a lawyer. But it looks like their lawyer is more concerned with becoming a main character. Look at how he's like intentionally going for these jokes because he wants Buddy in the free hug shirt to cheese it up and laugh.
And yeah, this, yeah, that, yeah, this, you know, all fat, gut hanging over his belt. They're all a bunch of fat asses in there with no life, and they're all broke, and they hate us, and that's just the way it is.
He's more worried about impressing these guys and playing the court of public opinion. For ultimately losers who are gonna ride for Andrew and Tristan no matter what, then doing things that, I don't know, would probably help them get out of jail, like painting them in some sort of good light publicly. But ultimately, you just look like one of the D-bags who was on their
Yeah, he
payroll
look
and who
like
acts
a
just
actor.
like them. We've seen recently in
Look like
court
a-
when
like
it
a-
comes to Achud the Builder, how these actions from your team
He like one of them characters you pay, one of them actors you pay just to walk across the screen one time and keep going.
outside of court can help play into how the judge accepts narratives and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's a great idea for these dudes to be going around gallivanting and having the great
I do need to watch that Chud the Builder trial or whatever. The information on that, I ain't watched none of it. That would be a
greatest time
good
with Myron and Walter from
react to.
Fresh and Fit trying to get the laughs and chuckles from these idiots on the street as a way to get, you know, these guys out of jail if that's their ultimate end goal. But I had to look into this lawyer a little bit deeper to figure out who he was because he came off clout chasey, and you got to trust your gut on some of these things. When he comes off clout chasey in these interviews, then you've got to assume that in real life he's clout chasey as well. Andrew Tate's lawyer's name is Joseph McBride, somebody who has taken on some pretty notorious and
That don't look like that lawyer. Am I tweaking?
infamous cases in recent times. He was the guy who supported and decided to take on the defense for Richardo, Big O, Barnett, whatever
Nah, man, I see it in his face.
his name is. You know, the guy who was in Nancy Pelosi's office during the January 6th expedition coup on the Capitol building. Now, this guy Barnett, with the help of Joseph McBride, went to trial and was convicted on all 8 counts. But at the end of the day, Joseph McBride still got that
Oh my God, all 8? God, bro.
look, right? Huh? And then there's Keith Rainier. But at the end of the day, Joseph McBride still got that look, right? Huh? And then there's Keith Rainier, the founder of NXIVM, who also Joseph McBride decided that he was going to be a lawyer for. Now, Rainier has an interesting storyline, but McBride publicly questioned the FBI's work and argued that prosecutors had not proven every element of the crimes beyond a reasonable doubt. You're probably asking what Rainier was being put on trial for. He was ultimately a cult leader, somebody who was into some of the same things that their guy Andrew Tate is
So,
being
like-
put up on trial for. The trafficking, the exploitation, the children.
What's that dude name? He got his own island, bro. Epstein. So like Epstein, basically.
Of it all. And Rainier ultimately got sentenced to 120 years. Now, I'm not trying to say that McBride is a bad lawyer at all.
120 years? Bro. 120, bro? God damn. Oh my God. He'll never be my lawyer.
What I'm trying to say, 20 years. Now, I'm not trying to say that McBride is a bad lawyer at all. What I'm trying to say is the optics of it all. Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate decided to go get a lawyer who has been responsible for defense.
The first dude got 8 counts of everything they did. He got 8 counts of everything they did. The second dude got 120 years in prison. Bro, Andrew Tate and whatever your brother's name is, bro, y'all not getting out of jail. Y'all are cooked, man.
Defending a guy on the January 6th trial and for this guy who is a cult leader. Yeah, I mean, if you're walking like a duck and quacking like one, you might as well go get a duck farmer.
I did believe at the time that Andrew Tate was innocent, but as I looked into it more,
At this point, bro, it's like he's been paid to put these dudes behind bars at this point. That's what the lawyer is better than the public defenders. Like, not better than the public defenders. The when I sit across, what is it? The DA. You feel me? The district attorneys. Because that's insane, bro.
probably guilty of a lot of these things.
So from the protesters to the vocal supporters like Myron and Walter, all the way up to Andrew Tate's lawyer, it looks like this is a clown show for the Tate brothers. And it's a
Thanks.
great thing that it's now being called out by Sneako. For the past few years, Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Myron, Walter, Justin Waller, and anybody else that is still associated with the Red Pill movement have been put to question over the validity of their takes and their thought processes and reasoning and advice, and to the validity of the Red Pill movement movement as a whole. People question if these people were actually getting any help, if there was any real brotherhood behind it all, and in a situation in which they could have proved that there was some sort of camaraderie and strength in numbers and power in what they were actually teaching, you actually get a 30 people shit show of a protest in support of a guy who has a lawyer who is looking for the optics and look of it all in order to make his name big, while Andrew
His lawyer don't even look real, bro. His lawyer look like he wearing a mask. He look like he was wearing a mask, bro. He ain't got no top lip.
and Tristan
It
Tate are
don't look real.
behind Miami bars. Tate obviously still has fans, but the movement is not what it was. And I think what makes it worse is that the person who ushered in this movement to a young and unexpected audience has left, has excommunicated from it, is disavowing it. I don't think people realize how much of a role Sneako has actually played in bringing these losers to a young audience. And again, I don't, forgive him or forget about all of that, but it is a great deal that he is actually addressing these things now and saying the loud part out
better
loud.
late
The
than
red
never.
pill is dead. It's over with. They're not amusing anymore. You see commentary channels stop making videos about them. And every single time they are being displayed is more so from the POV of people clowning them. Not necessarily for the bad takes about women, because we know that they don't actually deal with women in that way, but just the links that they go to show how embarrassing of a group and a movement they actually are. So it is great to me that Sneako said that the red pill is actually dead. But it's funny though that the protests look like its funeral in real time.
In real time is crazy. Anyways, bro, if this is
You're
real,
about to witness.
I'm about to say, if this is real, you feel me? And they got the same lawyer that got them two dudes. Whatever they got, right? They're cooked. They're not getting out of jail no time soon. There's a pattern here, bro. And the pattern is once you book this lawyer, ain't no coming back. And I don't know, because he's right. It looked like the lawyer is chasing clout. I don't know what's going on at this point. And if they going off of what is it? They going off of his whole history of cases he was on. Why hire him? Like there's no point. So this whole thing to me seems staged. Seems like they know. I don't even know how to explain it, bro. But it seemed like they know what they doing and what's going on. But we won't get more into that when more news come out. Other than that, bro, y'all do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, keep up. Let's hit the 1,000 mark before February, bro. We need the 1,000 mark, and we need the 4,000 watch hours before February, or we're cooked. You feel me? We're gonna be cooked because 8,000 watch hours is insane.